Chapter 3. Attack by Stratagem, Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Also translated as the plan of attack or the strategy of warfare. In Chapter 3, Sun Tzu builds upon the principles of planning, Chapter 1, and efficient warfare, Chapter 2, by explaining that the greatest victory is one achieved without fighting at all. He emphasizes that true mastery in warfare lies in outwitting and outmaneuvering the enemy, rather than engaging in direct conflict. Sun Tzu introduces the hierarchy of victories, the importance of subduing the enemy without battle, and the role of intelligence, deception, and strategic planning. 1. The highest form of warfare, winning without fighting. Sun Tzu states, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting." The best generals avoid prolonged conflicts by using superior strategy, diplomacy, and deception. 1.1. The hierarchy of victory. Sun Tzu ranks military success from most to least desirable. Strategy victory. Effectiveness. First, defeat the enemy without fighting. Ideal. Conquer the enemy by diplomatic or political means. Very effective. Third, defeat the enemy by quick and decisive military action. Moderately effective. Fourth, engage in a prolonged war. Inefficient. Worst, lay siege to walled cities. Example, Cold War 1947 to 1991. The U.S. and Soviet Union never directly fought, but the U.S. won through economic and strategic superiority. 1.2. Why avoid direct conflict? Wars destroy resources and manpower. Even if a nation wins, it may be left too weak to enjoy victory. The longer a war lasts, the greater the risk of unexpected defeat. Enemies learn from defeats. If they survive, they may return stronger in the future. Example, the Mongols under Genghis Khan often forced enemies to surrender through psychological warfare and superior strategy, avoiding unnecessary battles. 2. The best strategy, breaking the enemy's alliances. Sun Tzu states, "The next best strategy is to break the enemy's alliances." Before engaging in battle, a wise general weakens the enemy politically and diplomatically. 2.1. Divide and conquer. Turning an enemy's allies against them makes them easier to defeat. Creating internal conflict weakens a state from within. Example, Julius Caesar's conquest of Gaul, 58 to 50 BCE. Instead of fighting all Gallic tribes at once, he turned them against each other. Once divided, he conquered them one by one. 2.2. Psychological and political warfare. Spread misinformation to create distrust among enemy factions. Use bribery, deception, and espionage to break alliances. Example, during World War II, the Allies deceived Hitler into believing the D-Day invasion would happen in Pas-de-Calais instead of Normandy, weakening German defenses. 3. The inferior strategy, direct battle. Sun Tzu warns that while direct military engagement is sometimes necessary, it should be a last resort. 3.1. The dangers of prolonged war. Armies become weaker the longer they fight. Nations that overextend themselves eventually collapse. Example, Napoleon's invasion of Russia, 1812. He won battles but lost the war due to overextension and supply chain failure. 3.2. Why sieges should be avoided. Sun Tzu strongly advises against laying siege to walled cities, calling it the worst possible strategy. Sieges are costly and time-consuming. They drain resources and morale. Defenders have the advantage. They can outlast attackers with supplies and fortifications. Even if a city falls, it may be ruined. The conqueror gains nothing but destruction. Example, the Siege of Stalingrad, 1942 to 1943. The Germans wasted vast resources attacking the Soviet city, leading to catastrophic defeat. 4. The 4 essential qualities of a general. Sun Tzu describes an ideal general as having 4 key traits. Trait, description. Wisdom, G. The ability to foresee events, adapt, and outthink the enemy. Integrity, Shin. Keeping promises, ensuring loyalty among troops. Benevolence, treating soldiers well to maintain morale and discipline. Courage, the willingness to take calculated risks and act decisively. Example, Alexander the Great inspired loyalty by personally leading troops into battle, and rewarding them generously. Chapter 5. The 5 factors that lead to victory. Sun Tzu explains that victory is determined before battle begins. A commander who evaluates these 5 factors will always win. 1. Which side has the stronger moral cause? Troops fight harder for a just cause. 2. Which general is more capable? Skill and adaptability determine victory. 3. Which side has better strategy and preparation? Planning prevents defeat. 4. Which army has higher discipline and training? Well-trained soldiers outperform larger, untrained forces. 5. Which side has better intelligence and information? Knowing the enemy's plans gives a decisive advantage. Example: the Battle of Midway, 1942. The U.S. broke Japanese codes, learning of their attack in advance. This allowed the U.S. to prepare and win a decisive naval victory. 6. The role of intelligence and espionage. Sun Tzu repeatedly emphasizes the importance of spies, scouts, and deception in warfare. Know the enemy and know yourself, and you will never be in danger. Gathering intelligence helps predict enemy movements, exploit enemy weaknesses, avoid unnecessary conflicts. Chapter 6.1. The value of spies. Secret agents provide critical battlefield information. A well-informed commander can strike preemptively. Example: the Trojan horse, Greek mythology. The Greeks used deception to enter Troy and win the war without a prolonged siege. 7. Key takeaways from Chapter 3. 1. The greatest victory is one that requires no battle. 2. Breaking the enemy's alliances weakens them before war even begins. 3. Direct battle should be a last resort. Sieges are wasteful and should be avoided whenever possible. A great general possesses wisdom, integrity, benevolence, and courage. 6. Victory depends on preparation, strategy, intelligence, and morale. 7. Spies and intelligence are crucial to winning wars. Conclusion. Chapter 3, Attack by Stratagem, teaches that the best wars are won through superior planning, intelligence, and diplomacy, rather than brute force. A wise commander minimizes bloodshed by weakening the enemy before battle begins, ensuring victory with minimal cost.